She sounds sporty. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Midlife Moto Garage. My name's Nick, and this is my 2025 Triumph Speed Twin 1200 RS, Project Pumpkin Spice. Today, we're gonna be getting into some exciting stuff. We are going to be reflashing the bike with the Stage 1 tune from BT Moto, and we are also going to be installing a DNA high performance air filter. I got this from A&J Cycles, just like I get everything else from A&J Cycles. This guy's supposed to be higher flow and kind of lasts forever and washable and all that good stuff. So we're gonna be doing these together, so let's do it. Come along for the ride. All right, ready for step one, which couldn't be any easier. The first thing we're gonna do is remove our seat. And pull that guy up, get it out of the way. All right, seat's off. Grab our tuner, which has the cable that came with it from BT Moto. And as you'll notice, it's got the little 6-pin red OBD connector. And you'll find your 6-pin red connector just in front of your battery, and it's clipped down. So the best thing to do is just press the little tab down to disconnect it. Okay, so we have made it over to the bt-moto.com website, and the first thing we are going to do is click on Resources. We're going to select our manufacturer, of course, is Triumph. Our model is a Speed Twin 1200, and our year is 2025. So we're just going to click Find, and the first thing we need is the client updater and the BT Moto handheld software. So we are going to download the two of those items, and we are going to install the driver. Click yes, say sure, you can install on me, US English, go, 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 yes. Install, trust it, finish. Good. Okay, so the DIM Sport drivers are now in there. So now we're just gonna do the My Genius client setup. We're gonna extract all, and then we are going to run it. And there we go, that's the My Genius client that we're installing now. English, yes. Let it do its little thing here. Okay, great. Needs some Visual C++ redistributables. And once that completes, we should be 100% on the installation of the My Genius software. Please be aware, we have not plugged the tuner box into the USB port on the computer yet. So we're just going to get all of this stuff 100% done. We're going to accept the license agreement. There we go. And we are all set. Okay. So we're going to close all of this stuff. And our next step is going to be to open the My Genius software. And we are going to accept the terms and conditions. And of course, the first thing we are going to be greeted with is the update window. So we're going to agree to that. Okay, and now that our update is completed, we are going to exit the DIM Sport software and head back over to the bike. So now we're over back at the bike. We've got the Flasher Plus plugged back into the red connector on the ECU. We are going to hit work, and then that is going to ask us what brand of bike we have. I think it's a Triumph. And now we're going to scroll until we get to Speed Twin 1200 RS. We're gonna select it. We're gonna say, yes, this is the 25 to 26. And it's gonna warn us, please connect your vehicle to a stabilized battery. That's why I've got my bike connected to the trickle charger. We're gonna hit OK. It says switch on the dashboard, check the connections, and then press OK. So that's really for a car, but what it means is click the power to the bike on, do not start the bike. We hit OK, and it does its thing. Now this takes about 3 to 5 minutes usually when you do it for a car. So let's see what we got. It's asking us to switch off the dashboard before we continue. So the key is now off. We hit OK. And then it tells us wrong selection. All right. Switch on the dashboard, check the connections, wait, starting communications. Identification of the ECU is now in progress. Switch the dashboard off to continue. We're just going to keep following along with the prompts. Switch dashboard off to continue. Task completed successfully. So now we've got everything from the bike's factory tune loaded into the Flasher Plus. Our next step is going to go back to the computer where we disconnect the flasher from the bike, hook it back up, send our stock tune over to BT Moto, and they send back the tuned file. While we're in here though, and we've got this bike sitting here, we are going to take advantage of our free time. We're also going to upgrade our air filter with a DNA high performance air filter. Ooh, bunch of stickers in the box. Whole bunch of stuff I'm not going to read. And then we've got the filter itself. All right, so we're back over here at the PC. And as you can see, we've reopened the MyGenius client after plugging the Flasher Plus into the USB port. And now we have some new options. So the first thing we need to do is we need to download from the Flasher Plus the factory tune that we just copied at the bike. We're going to hit download from MyGenius. We're going to hit next. We're going to choose a destination and we are going to let it do its thing. Okay, and now the download process was successfully completed. So what we want to do now is go find where we downloaded our file to. So that is going to be Documents, MyGenius, Download. That's going to be your default one. Now this is the file that we're going to be uploading back to BT Moto. So if we get to BT Moto's website, you will notice right at the top, there's a button that says Upload Files. So I'm going to log in. Okay. So we are now logged into our portal in BT Moto's website, and we have this big red button that says Upload File. So we are going to select our order ID, which is for this one, and then we are going to choose a file. And if you remember, that was Documents, MyGenius, Download, MyG File. We're going to hit Next. We are going to put in a whole bunch of stupid information, which I'm not going to bore you with, but I'm pretty sure you can answer all this stuff yourself. Okay, so we've sped this up significantly so that you don't have to watch it all, but basically it's putting in the parameters from your particular bike. So here's one thing that I wanted you to see. So we just dropped in a drop-in air filter, and we have a, we're gonna say full exhaust short can and a header and a mid pipe. We don't have any velocity stacks. We don't have a flapper kit. We don't have any gearing changes. All right. So of course yours will be different. Maybe it'll be the same. Who knows? Okay, and there we are. 100% done and submitted. Now we will get email notification as soon as the uploaded tune file is available for download, and we'll come back and talk about it as soon as we have it. All right, so we're behind the bike here, and as you can see, we've got the access to the air filter cover, which is blocked off by 4 total T20 headed screws. So we're grabbing the Milwaukee and we're gonna get in here. We've got a little bit of an odd combination here. This wobbles. I have a wobbly extension on here so that I can get a little bit of an angle that I need to get. I've got a very long extension. You can do this with any Torx that you have. This just makes it really easy on camera. So here we go. 4 screws getting removed. And that releases the cover for the airbox. And then we're going to slide the stock filter out. Now the stock filter also has this little frame to make sure that it stays located in the airbox correctly. So we're gonna pop the stock filter out, grab the DNA filter and pop it in, and Bob is your uncle. So now we shove this guy right back in there, line up those little tracks. Air filter upgrade's done. Pop the door back on the same way it came off. Make sure we got our filter. We didn't have our filter smushed all the way in. Now it is. Door is back in position. And now we're ready to reinstall the cover again. 4 T20 bolts, screws. One down. Oh, that decided to stay behind. And our last one. Well, that one pushed in a little too far, I think. Here we go. Tighten this guy up. Beauty. Chuck this guy in the garbage and everything's done.
we just received the email from BT Moto telling us that our new tune is ready to go and ready to be downloaded. So we're back over at the BT Moto website. We're going to go to our dashboard, and then we're going to click on My Files, which had a little new one. And here is the one that we are going to download. Here's our tune file. So we're going to download that. Okay, and we've downloaded that. Let's pop it. Where is that thing? All right, so it's in our downloads folder. So we are going to move that into the My Genius folder. Okay. Seems like we are done on the BT Moto website. So we're going to close that out. And now we're in the My Genius portal. So now we want to upload a file to the My Genius. Okay. So it says you can start the procedure. We click next. We wait a few seconds. We allow it. Select a file to upload to My Genius. Verifying file. Okay. Next. And now we are loading the file over to the actual My Genius Flasher Plus, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And we have successfully uploaded, and we can now close out of the My Genius client. We can unplug the My Genius from the USB port, and I'll meet you back at the bike.
Okay, so we're back over at the bike with our freshly loaded BT Moto tune, and we're gonna go right back to the OBD2 port that we were working with earlier. We're gonna plug this guy in, and we are going to let it boot up. And once it boots up, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to select work. Then we are going to select writing. Then we're going to verify that that's actually the tune file that we downloaded, which it is because it's the only tune file that's on the bike. It's going to remind us to please connect our vehicle to a stabilized battery or a charger. Then it's going to say switch on the dashboard. So we're going to go key on power, and then we are going to hit OK. If this is anything like it was on my car, we're gonna have to turn off and turn on 1 or 2 times during the course of this. Now it says switch off the dashboard to continue. So there's key off. We're gonna select OK. We are going to now switch on the dashboard. And then we're going to hit OK once again. And now it's writing the file. And it looks like we're almost wrapped up there at about 90%. Then it's going to tell us to switch off the dashboard to continue. Select OK. It's going to warn us again, make sure we're connected. Now it's telling us to switch on one more time. And now it is starting communication, and I believe this point is where it's verifying the tune file. Switch off the dash. And writing to the ECU is complete. It has to write a log file when that is all said and done. Bang! Tune is done. So now we are going to unplug our tuning box, and we're going to place our OBD2 cord back in its little retaining location there. Now that the tune is done, the next step is to fire up the bike and let it get up to temperature and make sure everything works correctly. So I'm gonna do that and then take it for a ride. I'm not gonna make you watch while I warm it up and open the garage door and all that stuff, because I don't wanna die from carbon monoxide. So when we get back, I should be on the bike. See you then. Oh boy, she sounds great. The throttle response seems like coming off idle is a lot more reactive, a lot more snappy. There feels like there's less slop at the bottom of the throttle, and I did not install those Ducati spacers, those little throttle gasket things that take up the slack. This is just as a result of a tune that it feels that way. Feels so much smoother. I really can't get over how much better this thing feels. Just like throttle response, and even coming off the throttle feels a little smoother. I mean, not that this bike felt slow in any way before, but boy, does that smooth things out. Maybe it's the fact that everything feels much smoother is the reason it feels faster. I don't know. I don't have that much experience riding this bike. I've only got a couple hundred miles, you know? So that I can't answer. But I do know that, boy, does it have a lot of torque. Oh, it's still got the pops, it's still got the bangs. Guys, listen for a minute while once I get a little bit of room. She sounds sporty. Now this is one of those spots where the guy in the Altima definitely wants to kill you. Oh, they're so reckless, they're so reckless. All of these people are reckless. To sum up, I think from a bang for the buck standpoint, this really improves the bike. Like if your bike was $600 more expensive when you were going to purchase it, and they were like, oh yeah, but all of those problems that you don't love with the snatchy throttle, and the very hot running and the lean burn and all that stuff. Oh yeah, and we'll give you a couple more horses too. I mean, how could you possibly pass that up? You wouldn't. I don't think you would. So this one gets a 10 out of 10 for me. It's pretty great so far, and I've got maybe 9 miles on it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. And I always want to mention thank you so much for tuning in and watching these videos. I really appreciate every single view and every single like. So with that said, I will see you on the next episode of Midlife Moto Garage. And don't forget, wrench, regret, repeat. We'll see you on the next one, everybody.